Well, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good after of the noon. We are grateful to God for those of you who are coming on board a little late. I understand that I wasn't able to be here at the 12 noon hour, which is normally the time that we try to come on. But with that being said, hmm, with that being said, we are again thankful to God for again another opportunity and privilege even at a later time to be able to come and to share with you on today. Again, we've got some issues. There is still crazy, almost call it smog, smoke that is out here, but some way, somehow, God is always able to bring us through. And I just wanted to share that little something with you. Tamika, Linda, thank you so much for being here. Kathy, bless your sweet potato souls for being here. Debbie, bless you now. Bless you. And thank you for sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're glad that your mother's procedure, she came through with flying colors, and we're thankful to God for that. Della, Sharon, Elder Clay, bless y'all for being here with us. It's going to be a warm day. There is still the warnings out, so please be careful. Okay, Christy Jemison, bless you for being here, and we are thankful to God for you, one and all. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you for Friday coming out and being and sharing with us. Minister Faye, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so we're glad that there are as many of you as are with us on today. Good afternoon, Jaleesa. You holding it down and running the city? I just want to had to get that in there. Everybody knows that Jaleesa's running the city of Youngstown. Wayne, Diane, bless you. Thank you for being here this afternoon. And so we are glad that you are here. Again, you got to be careful. The air quality is not what it should be. Chaplain Hearns, Carolyn, I'm going to post on Facebook the change that you need to make in your car. Okay, keep because you have to change the ventilation. Um, I don't even know what the word is called. It's a you have in your car two buttons. One is for air to come into the car from the outside, and then the other one is for internal circulation. If you want to avoid some of the irritants and things while you're driving, you want to put it where the air circulates inside of your car. That is actually um, the setting that you should use. Christine, Barbara, thank you so much for being here. And airflow circulation, thank you so much. And in the wintertime, when you are warming your car, that's the setting that it should be on because your car will heat up faster. But if you have it where you're pulling in air from the outside, you are also pulling in the smoke uh, and they're not really giving us the technical terms for what's actually in the air, but you will be pulling that into your car, and that's going to make your breathing just as bad. Okay, so Pee Wee, Tom, Gladys, Sherry, Doe, bless y'all so much for being here. Let me get this out here. There will not be. Hey Pam, how you doing? There will not be a snapshot on Monday or Tuesday. The reason for Monday is we will be with Elder Pamela Mansell as she and her family celebrates her mother's homegoing. And so we want to, am I cooking? I don't know. I just don't know. That is also Christy's grandmother. So we wanted to get that out there so that you would know what's going on. Particulates. Thank you. Thank you. I need all the help I can get. I just got off of my Compass board meeting and I'm like, oh. So, and it was a good meeting. It's just, there's just a, I don't even want to get started. Linda, Ayana, Lavonda, there is so much funding cutting for needed services. In case you don't know what Compass is, it's a mental health organization, and they are cutting funding for everything that helps everybody that's poor. As you saw, the Supreme Court struck down Biden's initiative to help out with student loans. But, and I can't say it out loud, but there's something coming around the corner that's going to make those that did this mad. And there's a way of dealing with that. All of the things that our grandparents and great grandparents fought for, fought against, and they're wiping them out through the Supreme Court. That's okay. What does the song say, Denise? Trouble don't last always. There's some change coming. Now, I'm going to say this, and then I will be getting on throughout the weekend concerning this. And then I will also be getting on. I'm not going to do it right now. I have it on my agenda to deal with the Faith Walk, which is coming up on the 8th, and then dealing with August 8th. I'm going to be dealing with both of those. Minister Sarah, bless you for being here. You need some barbecue sauce. I don't have any. I haven't made any. I haven't done anything at all. Okay. And Ayana, I'm going to get with you because we got to get into these facilities where our seniors are and get these applications for absentee ballots into their hands so that we can engage them again in voting. And I know I talked to Kim. Kim said somebody from the board comes in there, but that's not good enough. We need people who are on the inside of those facilities to help people get this done. Debbie, bless you for being here. And so this is really, and see, and you know what, Debbie, we can flood them. They don't care. I'm telling you, this is a different level of unconscionable, wicked, and I can't think of some other words, that is actually taking place. And the thing that has to be understood is we allowed it, but we can take it back. I am not discouraged. We can take it back. And so what I got to do is I got to get some more of these applications for absentee ballots. If anyone happens to go to the Board of Election, could you pick them up for me, please? That would help me out tremendously. And remember, if you put in the application for the absentee ballot, you cannot vote the other way, because if you get the application, put the application in for the absentee ballot, and they mail it to you, Gina, how you doing? And you decide that you're going to go to the polls and vote, your vote is nullified. So I needed to get that out there, okay? And so, that's okay. Listen, to everything there's a season. I want you to hear that. To everything there is a season. Because you just don't know what God might do. That's all I'm going to say. Listen, I got a question for y'all. On Friday. Don't forget, no Monday, no Tuesday. Tuesday is a holiday. Monday will be with the Mansells as they celebrate the life of their loved one. We want to be used of God. We want to be impactful in the lives of people. Thea, bless you for being here. We want to be they were They're not. If anything like that happens, just let me know, and I'll be what I need to be. Okay. Okay, Gina, I need some absentee ballot forms. Elder James, thank you for being here. I need, because it's time to initiate this stuff now. And so we want to do that and do what we need to do. And then I'll let you know about early voting. We got to vote early. We got to get early voting going because there's a lot of shenanigans that are going on. And so I'm trying to have, the National Congress was last week. So I'm trying to have a meeting. I'm sending out a thing to see if I can have a conversation with these pastors on Thursday so I can do some other things statewide. So pray for me that not only will God give me utterance, but he'll give me favor so that we can move forward with what we need to do. If we really want to be used by God, does real leadership come without responsibility? Does someone who really wants, and when I talk about leadership, I'm not talking about being the head of the ushers or the nurses. That's not what I'm talking about. Real leadership are the people who are engaging the people, dealing with people, working with people, ministering to people, guiding people. Thea, did I say hi? I can't remember. I thought I saw you. Does it come without responsibility? Because, you know, a lot of times people want to be famous in the limelight, but are not really willing to do what it takes. What it takes to be effective. Sylvia Scott, bless you. People sometimes want to shine without showing the consistency that is necessary, the perseverance that is necessary, the dedication that is necessary in order for them to continue to be and to do what God has called them to do. Now, in case y'all wondering where I'm at, Mark chapter 8, starting at verse 34 is where I'm at for this right now, okay? Mark chapter 8, verse 34. And I'm only going to keep y'all a few moments. And I got to go. I got stuff I got to finish up and get done. The air quality is still bad. But guess what? Doesn't matter. Stuff still has to be done. And so Jesus calls his disciples, when he called the people to himself and his disciples, he gives them a challenge because you got to remember, the disciples are famous because of who they're hanging around. If you remember, he endued them with power to chase demons and to do all of that other kind of stuff. So this is important. But what you have to see and what you have to recognize is that when you are actually engaged in warfare, there's, hey Trina, how you doing? There is a responsibility that comes with it. He says, whoever desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. You know, the amazing thing about it is the disciples are famous right now. Now, they haven't necessarily been faithful, and they haven't always been on target. But whenever they can't get to Jesus, they come to the disciples, because the disciples are known because of who they are hanging out with. But Jesus says, now, if you really want to follow me, there are some things that you have to deny yourself of. The first denial is self. Because you can't walk with the Lord and be empowered by the Lord and think it's all about you, being full of yourself, being full of wanting to be recognized and seen and all that rest of that kind of stuff. No, there's some things you have to deny. You got to deny some other things. Are y'all ready for this? Sometimes you have to deny what you want to do for what he wants you to do. Sometimes you have to deny what you want to do for what he wants you to do. And many times, if we just tell the truth, that's a major contradiction. How is it a major contradiction? I'm glad you asked me that question. It's a major contradiction because there are moments in all of our lives when I just want to do what I want to do, and I want to do it my way. I want to do it the way I want to do it, and I expect the results to come out like I want them to. But God says his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. As high as the heaven is above the earth, so it is with his way above our ways. And so in the midst of this, I have to deny. If Jesus had to deny himself, hey, Timothy, if Jesus had to deny himself in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he is God in flesh, we got to do something. What I got to do? I got to cut the TV off sometimes. When the Lord calls you to intercede on behalf of somebody, he usually does it when your favorite programs are on. How else do I deny myself? Got to get off that phone and talking about everything else except the Lord. They got a song, and I haven't heard it in a long time. It says, "Steal Away." Every now and then, I've had moments when I've sat in my office, didn't have a TV on, didn't have nothing on, just sitting there, listening to the heart of God. You notice I didn't say the voice, the heart of God. Listening to what God wants me to do, the challenges that he wants me to experience, the people that he wants me to contact. Ethel, bless you. The move of him that wants to take place. See that? There you go, Ayana. Living in purpose, not trying to find a purpose, but knowing what your purpose is and then living it. Okay. And so he says, you gotta deny yourself. Sometimes you got to back up from the table. Sometimes you got to change your diet. Sometimes you got to change your association. Sometimes you got to change your mindset. Sometimes there's some things that you have to do in order for God to use you. There are some things you have to do in order for God to use you. Because listen, you can thrill people and still not be pleasing God. You can tantalize people and still not be pleasing God. You can set people on fire and still not be pleasing God. He says, let him deny himself, take up his cross. Take up his cross. Take up hit. Don't worry about what I'm carrying. Carry yours. Take up your cross and follow me. Now you got to catch this if you don't catch anything else. Okay. Elder Pamela Mansell, you got to get this. Because it does no good for you to pick a cross up and sit there with it on your shoulder without it going somewhere as a demonstration of the ability that you have to be able to carry the responsibilities of being a voice of God. You got to take up that cross. There's some things you got to carry. There's some things you have to endure. There are some things you have to go through. There are some things you have to experience. There are some things. Look at what he says. Deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow. He does not say deny yourself and follow. He says deny yourself, pick up your cross. You know what your cross is, and follow. And the bearing of the cross will be a consistent reminder of what your responsibility is. So that's what you got to do. That's as far as I'm going. That's as far as I'm going. That's as far as I'm going. On Wednesday, when I come back, I'm going to pick up with this. I'm going to see if you can get this, because this is some powerful stuff, because people want to be famous without a cross. People want to be great without following. People want to be noted and recognized without carrying one thing. So my question is, does leadership come without any responsibility? Does real walking with God come without any responsibility? Y'all already know that question. No cross, no crown. No. There's a cross for everyone, and there's a cross for me. Pray for these lunatics that are in power right now. And remember in the midst of your praying that trouble won't last always. 4th of July is coming up. You know what the 4th of July is? That's when we became independent. Whose independency are we celebrating? Are we celebrating? I can tell you what I'm celebrating. I can tell you what I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating the fact that the Lord set me free because I don't live in a free country. I don't live in a country that recognizes me as a human being. I don't live in a nation that gives me equal opportunity. I serve a God who levels the playing field. So let them think that they done got rid of affirmative action. Let them think that poor folk don't need no help. Let them think, because if you go back in history, their grandpappies and their great-great-grandpappies and all the rest of them folks suffered. Why? Because God has always been, Hattie, on the side of the disenfranchised. Y'all go back to some of them lessons that I taught about on the Snapshot. If y'all remember clearly, they go ask the question, when did we see you sick? Or when did we see you naked? Or when did we see you hungry? When was you in jail? And Jesus is going to look at these haughty, self-centered, conceited people who don't care anything about anybody else but themselves or their own constituents of the same hue. And he's going to say, I don't know you. Because when he separates the sheep from the goats, that's why I don't get bent out of shape. When he separates the sheep from the goats are going to say, we didn't see you. And Jesus is going to say, that which you have done to the least of these, you have done it unto me. Y'all didn't hear what y'all didn't hear. Now that does not say don't vote, don't participate, don't fight for your rights. That's not what it says. But what it is telling us is they don't see the poor. They don't see the disenfranchised. They don't see the struggling. But I know who does see. And because he sees, he also handles. So that's all I got to say. I got to go. Because I've been said some stuff that'll get me in trouble more than what I just did. Listen, you have a blessed day. Be safe. Do what you need to do. Love you from the love of Jesus Christ, from the depths of my soul. Y'all have I'll see y'all at 10 a.m. I'm going to be on here for the weekend. Yeah, I'll see y'all at 10 a.m. on Sunday 528 Lincoln Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio, 44502. Y'all be blessed. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed weekend. Remember that the 4th of July is Independence Day. And that's the day I became independent from the power of sin. I got to go. May God bless you. May he keep you is our prayer.